The European Union was one of many election observers invited by the Zimbabwean government to observe the country's August elections. The bloc sent its election observer mission in July. It also produced a preliminary report a couple of days after polling, which cited a number of anomalies.
The EU was meant to return to the country some 2-3 months after the elections. That was, of course, our will. The purpose of this return visit, and it is standard practice for all EU UMs, is to present the mission's final report to the authorities and the public within the country in which we have been observing. The return visit of the UM Zimbabwe was foreseen in the administrative arrangement that was signed by the EU delegation and the Zimbabwe Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Unfortunately, the conditions did not allow for it to take place. Prior to the deployment of the mission, it became clear that the Zimbabwean authorities lacked the political will to allow the UM return visits to be carried out according to its long-standing methodology.
The observer mission claims that they were not able to meet and engage with key stakeholders.
The mission faced significant challenges to meet with official bodies at the national level, despite repeated requests and also a good level of flexibility from our side. These include, just to give a very clear example of what I'm saying, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, the ZEC, which the UM was only able to meet once in all our observation, and which was unfortunately equally unavailable for meetings with the chief observer, with me, and the European Parliament delegation, the other colleagues from Parliament that came to observe on the ground.
The Zimbabwean government has dismissed the report as biased and misleading.
The entire election fulfilled the tenets of our robust national democracy. The government is fully aware of the European Union's election observation mission's irregular nocturnal meetings with opposition political players outside conventional election observation parameters. We also know that the European Union disbursed campaign funds to a particular opposition party in violation of the Political Parties Finance Act, and we also have substantial evidence of their clandestine operations with other election observer missions for the purpose of manipulating their reports in order to discredit the election outcome.
The government further warns of attempts to interfere with the country's internal processes.
The government of Zimbabwe condemns the unwarranted attack on the entire legal framework of the elections as it relates to the constitutional mandate of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission in the running of elections in Zimbabwe, Parliament's law-making prerogative and its independence, the independence and transparency of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and the efficient administrative function of the entire election life cycle by ZEC. To this end, ZEC complied with its constitutionally demanded duties in promoting voter registration, voter verification, and voter education, which produced an inclusive, credible, free, and fair outcome.
Although the EU's report also concurs in most of its findings with SADC final reports, which describe the country's polls as falling short of internal, regional and international standards. The Zimbabwean authorities maintain the reports were premeditated and in support of the opposition. Khumalo, SABC News.